10 Minutes of Truth with Shawn A. Barksdale is committed to bringing you the truth.
Here we go.
Hello everybody, this is Shawn A. Barksdale. This is 10 Minutes of Truth. Kevin Costner starred in his show Yellowstone. Antoine Fuqua, director of Training Day. Academy nominated Jeremy Renner, known for his role in Hurt Locker and more known for Hawkeye in the Marvel series. Academy Award winning two-time, that is, Diane West. And Taylor Sheridan, nominated for 4 Oscars, of which was Best Picture for Hell and High Water. Great movie. Our esteemed guest today, to add to that line, is Mr. Pha'rez Lass Actor and pivotal character of the Paramount Plus show, Mayor of Kingstown. How you doing, brother?
I'm amazing, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I am great. Thank you so much, first and foremost, for taking the time out with 10 Minutes of Truth, man. Yeah, man, this is. I'm a little giddy, y'all. Y'all gotta. Yeah, I told the brother that I was really excited to interview him because it's just astounding, man. The great work that you've been doing, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into it, man. Well, first and foremost, I was telling you I have another company, Press for Time Tees.
Yes.
Right, and graphics and printing business. So we always come bearing gifts. So. Got a little something for you, brother.
Oh,
you know,
thank you, man.
Got a little something for you.
We're
gonna get into this in just a second. You hold on to that. You know what I'm saying?
That,
yeah, definitely. We'll definitely get into that, man. So, so first of all, I want to ask the first question out the gate.
Okay.
Antoine Fuqua.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
How is it working with that brother, man?
Man, so I never got to meet him. All this stuff was kind of virtual.
Okay, right.
Behind the scenes.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, working with Antoine Fuqua, Taylor Sheridan, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. For me, right now, I mean, because these guys are all, once again, you name the stuff that they that they put out. You got Yellowstone's a hit show.
Right.
Antoine Fuqua, his work with Denzel. You know,
Absolutely.
Who doesn't want to be a part of something like that?
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
man, it was amazing.
That's beautiful. I mean, saying that Taylor Sheridan and Matt Dillon, is it
Matt Dillon?
The co-creator of the show.
Hugh Dillon.
So he has the 3 hottest shows on Paramount Plus right now, man.
Yep.
Which we know Yellowstone with Kevin Costner is phenomenal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My mother, that's all she do is talk about that show. And of course I turned her on to Mayor of Kingstown. And exactly. And then I think they got 1883
just came out, and actually 1883 just broke the record. So we had the record for most views. 1883 just broke it. I think like 4.3 million.
Wow.
Forgive me if I quote that wrong, but I think it's like 4.3 million.
Right. Wow.
It's doing amazing.
That is crazy that you said that because when I was researching, right, I looked up Paramount. Of course, I looked up Paramount Plus, and I was like, okay, they've been since 2014, and I was like, cause I subscribed, you know what I'm saying? I had to do my homework, you know what I'm saying? So I had to watch the show. So I subscribed, of course, $5, you know what I'm saying? Wait, which is
go subscribe
right now, right? So exactly. But I realized y'all have 48 million subscribers on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, man. It's coming along pretty well, and a lot of it is because it came from originally CBS.
Okay.
It was a CBS Viacom.
I didn't know that.
And so now it's Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So but they're knocking it out the park right now. They got some great shows.
Definitely, y'all. I mean, definitely. So one of the things, being that all-star cast that we talked about,
right?
Was it? Once you knew what time it was it hard or what to step up to the plate with those type of actors?
No,
not
at all. You know, the thing is, that's the moment every actor is waiting for.
Talk about that.
Because you get to You get to prove yourself. You get to show your worth. You know, and to be on a show like that with, you know, once again, Diane Weiss, Jeremy Renner. I mean, just Kyle Chandler, Hugh Dillon's amazing. Taylor Sheridan's writing. Jeremy Renner's on it. I mean, so many people. Michael Beach, shout out to Michael Beach. He's a really good guy. James Jordan, all these guys, all these people, amazing actors. My boy Toby Baptista, he's from UK.
Okay.
And you would never know he's from the UK.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, wow. And Emma Laird, she's on there too.
Right.
So she's doing great. I mean, so it's a lot of people that's on this show that's just, man, amazing, phenomenal people.
Man, I mean, it's a great show. Like we said, please go subscribe. So the show, we have 7 prisons in a 10-mile radius.
Right.
Right? And so from what I gather, looking at the show, the prisoners really run the town, seem like.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, man, the prisoners run anyways.
Right.
You know, it's just you have the people. It's like much like life, I guess.
Right.
You have the elites and you have the masses.
Right.
And the elites run it because they have this money and all of this stuff, but there are more of the masses.
Mm.
So technically speaking, if there was to be anything to happen, the masses could take out the elites.
Right.
Or at least it would be a very, 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 you know, difficult battle. And what's going on in the jail system is, you know, you have the prisoners. They're still doing their normal business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so then you have the people who are on the right side of the law who are assisting that.
Right.
Or not. You know, there's a lot of police just.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to give it all away because we want you guys to definitely go and watch it. But it looks like Jeremy Renner, right, who has become the mayor. Right. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's the bridge between that outside and the prisons.
Yeah, so he's the liaison between good side of the law, bad side of the law, basically. Right. You know, the prisons, the inmates, and the right side of the law with the prisons. But, you know, it talks about a lot of just systematic racism. We're going to see that, like social, economic, political issues.
Right.
You know, just corruption, police corruption. I mean, all of these things.
It's like I said, it's a lot of layers.
Exactly.
It's a lot of layers. You know, which later down the line we'll talk about as well. So, how did it feel the first time you stepped in a cell?
It felt, and it felt like home for me.
And
the reason because I put myself in a closet several times throughout the day.
Wow.
And I would imagine myself in the cell.
I was going to tell you to do that.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you. Yeah. I was going to tell you to do that. You there.
Yeah, so that's what I used to do several times throughout the day. I used to just walk around and have conversations with, you know, my friends, so to speak, right? So these are things I did. So when I got there, of course, you know, it's the real thing now. But I felt comfortable.
Right.
And then, you know, sometimes when they would say cut or something, and I'm like, man, I'm in a real max prison, like, you know, cement bit. You know what I mean?
So where is it filmed at?
They filmed it in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, really?
So they filmed it in Toronto, Canada, but there was there's actually a place called Kingstown in Canada.
Oh, wow.
That they filmed it in. So it's a max facility there, max prison there. They filmed it in.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little skeptical, y'all. You know, y'all know me. I've been to prison 15 years, and so when I hear a prison show, I've watched prison shows before, and some of them kind of meet the mark. So you know, I was skeptical, going into watching the show,
100%.
And when I did, like I was telling the brother, man, it showed up. You know, because the first thing that caught me was the lingo. You know, when I heard, you know, Jeremy Renner and them on the outside when they was talking, cause your character's P-Dog?
My character's P-Dog.
Right. You know, so when I heard them talking to, I forget my man's name.
It's probably Bunny.
Yeah, Bunny that sit outside. So
Bunny's interesting, man. Oh, Bunny's a cool guy, man. He's from the UK.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's from the UK.
That's crazy how you switch his voice like that, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Bunny's my cousin.
Yeah,
so he's leading on the outside, I'm leading on the inside.
And y'all doing crazy job,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Doing a crazy job,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
It's you know, that dialogue though in the script, like you said, I think you were saying earlier, the writers. Y'all got some great writers, man.
Amazing writer. Yeah, amazing.
Y'all got some great writers, man. And of course you're Jack. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
what's that workout like?
Well, so I was vegan at the top of the year.
Really?
So when I booked the role, I was 170 pounds.
Whoa.
I was way smaller. So I so I ate and I worked out extra hard. So
Really?
now I'm weighing about 200 maybe.
Really?
190, 200.
Let's get into them gifts then.
Yeah, let's take them out.
Let's take them gifts out.
Okay.
Because I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, this guy's kind of
This is nice right here, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We wanted to come up with something that was original.
Man.
Yeah, let them see that. You know, we wanted Press for Time tees. We wanted to come up with something original for Pha'rez Lass, man. You know,
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, man.
Like
so
that.
yeah, we definitely wanted to. Because like I said, I seen, you know, when you was talking about locking yourself in the closet. Because when I seen you in the whole scene, right?
Yes.
And you know, you're sitting there, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how that is. I was like, yeah, that's exactly how that is, man. So check that last one out. That's Press with Time, my company man. Too, man.
Oh,
so yeah,
man.
we made you the hoodie, man. Check the back of that joint out.
Oh, Unleash the beast.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's dope.
Beautiful,
that's dope.
Man.
Yeah, I'm glad you appreciate it.
This is beautiful. Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely, man. But I was like, man, you know, what type of workout is this guy doing, man? You know what I'm saying?
Everything I do is rep based.
Okay.
So I stopped doing like a lot of heavy weight. I mean, I still can get up to some heavy weight, but it's usually 20, 30, 40 reps per set.
Okay.
So usually if I do 5 sets, I may do 5 sets at 40 reps. Just depend.
Okay, cool.
Usually 5 sets at 20, somewhere around there. So
I used to do a lot of reps before I came home. I don't want to do it. Yeah.
You got a different type of rep.
Yeah, I got it's the rep like this, man. Yeah. And whatnot, right? But yeah, that's I just noticed that because I had seen a couple of your other, you know, things you had performed in, and you was slim. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, when I saw this dude beat up on him, you know what I'm saying?
Man. I did.
Yeah.
You know, that's just road preparation. I take one of my favorite actors is Christian Bale.
Oh yeah.
I love Denzel. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I like Christian Bale because you get to see him transform each character. He'll lose weight, he'll gain weight.
Right.
I like that, and that's the type of actor I want to be.
Right.
And I want to be that. When you look at me on the screen, you don't see me.
Right.
You see the character. And it makes it easier for me to watch it. Because if I'm watching myself, I'm like, I don't see that. You know, it's different. It's not me. I'm like, yeah, I did some work. You know?
Oh man, beautiful, man. And like we said, you're definitely about the work, which you guys will definitely understand as this interview goes on. So naming those type of names, you know, these big A-list names from producers, actors. How you keep a level head, brother? Because I know that you're probably getting a couple of, you know, more likes and followers.
For sure.
So how you keep a level head, brother?
It's just God, man.
All right.
That's all God.
Right
you
on.
know, read my Bible, praying.
Right.
You know, I went on a fast. I went on a 21-day fast maybe a month ago.
Oh wow.
Just to recenter myself. You know, because sometimes we get on that path and we're giving so much thanks to God, and then, you know, a week go by, we wake up, we ain't done nothing.
Right.
So sometimes I had to recenter myself because that's what got me here.
Right.
And that's what's going to keep me, keep me on
Absolutely.
the preserved path.
Absolutely. I was thinking, right, I was like, you want to know when you made it, when you're walking down the street and you hear this, hey, Tay Diggs, right? Like, not exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right, you're definitely on your way, brother. You are definitely on your way, man. All of that is great, but let's go back to the beginning.
Let's talk about it.
So, family, right? I've done my research, talked to great people about you, and family is a key component to your success.
Absolutely.
Heard about the strong relationship you and your grandmother had, you know, and still have. And what is some of the lessons she taught you young that helped carry you today?
Man, what did she? I don't even know what she didn't teach me. You know, but let's see. Put God first.
Right.
That's the biggest one.
Right.
Put God first. I have this thing now that I've been doing. It's called let love exceed knowledge. Let love exceed knowledge.
Okay.
But I have to say that I read it in the Bible, and that's something I got there. But she used to always tell me,
right,
put love first. So it's the same thing. You know, it's very similar. But I would say that those two things have carried me a long way, man. When nothing else, when it seemed that everything else failed. But she was always a hard worker. I learned that from her. I learned that from a lot of people in my family, but her as well. So, yeah, man, I would say those three things.
Okay.
Just put your best foot forward, put God first, let love exceed knowledge.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, your father.
Yeah.
Right? From what I hear, he's a mover shaker. You know, get things done.
Yeah.
You know, show up and does what he has to do as a father.
Absolutely.
So would you say he was more of a do as I say person or lead by example type of guy?
This question gonna get me in trouble right here.
Don't worry, nobody's watching.
Nobody. Don't. Right.
Right.
I would have to say, I would have to split that down the middle, man.
Okay.
He's got some things where it's do as I say.
Right.
Not as I do.
Right.
And then he's got some things where he definitely leads by example.
Okay.
And I would like to say he leads by example more than just do as I say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I say about him.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. That's real cool. I know a lot of times.
That's a safe answer. Right?
That's a great answer. That's an active answer. You understand? That's why you're a great actor. So, a lot of times we know now, getting older, you know, our parents, they be down on us. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know, my grandmother was down on me. You know, my mother. And when you're young, you really don't understand it.
No.
You don't. You know, you're like, hey, what's going on? Why you always down on me? So, you know, maturing and coming into that understanding now, how did that help you, your father being strict on you? How did it help you?
It helped me a lot now, coming into the understanding and also therapy. You know, I'm really big on like just mental health and stuff and spirituality. Now that's something that, and it's because I've been through some things in my life, just like everybody else has. But I've had opportunity now to sort them out a different way. And so I would say that with going down the path of therapy and all of that stuff, it's helped me to understand that some of those lessons, maybe his way or her way about going about it may have been rough and rigid, but society can be that way. So it's like, I would rather give it to you this way now. So later, you know what I mean? It does give you a little cushion on the blow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have to go with that, man. Okay.
We actually, our very second guest that we had on was Daniel Valines, right? Psychologist, speech pathologist. And we talked a lot about trauma.
Yes.
Right? Talked a lot about therapy. You know, and you saying that, I'm not just going to, you know, graze over that, because that's real important.
It is.
Because in our community, we didn't have it in the home. That word never came up. You know, we would be, oh, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? And we just, you know, play it off or whatever. And because we were taught to suppress.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The word anxiety doesn't even mean anything. Anxiety is a joke, you know. I would say a lot. And coming up, like if I were to say, I have anxiety right now, somebody would be like,
you better go sit down somewhere.
What are you talking about? What is that? So, I know, it's a real thing though. And you know what? That's the other thing about the show. When we talk about social political issues, it's trauma. You know, P-Dog is actually a good person. He's a good person. You know, and good people are relative to what people think. But he's a good person, but he's come from a code of life. This is his code that he lived by, just as we all have ours. And this code is what got him to survive to the age that he survived to.
Correct.
So why would he not continue down that path?
Correct.
It doesn't make him a bad person. It actually makes him a very loyal person. He's loyal to who he's loyal to. You know, so, and that is in every aspect of life for everybody. We all have our codes of life. whether it be that are formed by our past traumas.
Right.
And until we go and try to work these things out and get to the bottom of it, until we do a therapy, we're still acting as a child.
Right.
We're working it out in our adulthood. You know what I mean?
That is correct.
So
that's correct. Yeah, absolutely, man. Because you said a lot there. Because I'm the real life P-Dog. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
For real,
100%.
because as we were saying earlier, a lot of the things and traumas that we go through, you don't know that you're doing wrong a lot of times because you're just in an environment, right? And if you have that's why we spoke about having a good foundation.
100%.
Having a great foundation, because I came from a great foundation, right?
Right.
I ventured off, but once I got my scruples back, it was like, come back to your foundation. A lot of these kids don't have the foundation in the first place. So they don't know, and they don't have nothing to come back to but the wrong. That's why the show is really good, because like you said, it's not a bad guy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And I've met so many men and women coming out of prison, in prison, that are great people. And I'm one of those people. Here I am,
Right.
You look at
right now. Exactly.
You feel me?
Right.
So it's a phenomenal thing, man, that's going on, and it's not just a show about killing and cursing and things of that nature.
Right.
It really has a deep rooted script to it.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So you guys are doing some great work over there, man.
It brings light to, as I would say, a dark side of life that people either fail to look at, or maybe they're ignorant to it.
Right.
Like, some people just don't know about it, and some people, they just don't want to see it, because if I don't see it, it's not happening.
Right.
We even you get to see down to the women's prison system.
Right.
You get to see all of these different things that people don't really talk about, nor does it seem that they care about. And I think that this show, what Taylor and Hugh were doing was, hey, I'm going to put it in your face.
Yep.
I want you to see what really goes on, and see what's amazing is like someone like you,
right,
who really knows what it's like.
Right.
And then you can look at the show and go, yeah.
Yep.
That really it goes down like that.
It goes down like that. For instance, when they say, hey, who made this tray? And they say whoever the cook was, they're like, oh yeah, I know it's gonna be disgusting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it brought up, because I've been to the hole, of course. Right. And when they put it through the chuck hole, and you grab it, and I'm like, that's exactly how it looks. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you was like, I'm not, you threw it totally. But I was like, I remember that. The psychological part of that. Yes. The breaking part of that.
Yes.
Because it's only to break you.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? Yes. It's only to break you. So, the way you handled that is exactly how that would be handled. So I was like, yo, he on. He on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, of course you did your homework.
I did, and something that I recently done is pray. Before I was going into my roles with, I know God gave me the talent and gave me the gift, and I know this is my purpose. And in order to tap into that fully, I have to go to Him and ask Him to allow me to use it in such a way, right? To allow my gift to be magnified. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But if I just go by myself,
right,
if I just use me,
right, I
could do great. I could do good.
Right.
But those thoughts and those different things that I get, those moments that I get as a character, I don't get it without Him. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. It's going to bring me to another question in a minute. But you saying that, a lot of people don't understand that the word penitentiary came from the word penitent, right? Which means to repent. Back before it became this conglomerate that you were talking about, right? It used to be a thing that they would take you, throw you in a hole, throw a Bible in there and say, repent for your sin, right?
Wow, okay.
But then as it became this thing, that's why in actual prison, you have so many fractions of religions. Because that's the core of the prison is prayer.
It is.
It's the religion. That's the core of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And whatnot, man. So that's what. So that was really important, and it's that you had that factor, which brings me into about your character. What about your character is actually Pha'rez? What do y'all both share, that character?
Oh, we share a lot. Just in different ways.
Okay.
I live by codes myself.
Right.
And I always thought that the code I lived by was what it is. You know what I mean? This is what a man is.
Mm.
And then when you take that same mentality into society, and now it's not that, and then you kind of have to find your way around that. This is what a Christian is.
Right.
You know, I think like just that's the same thing with my character. He's like, this is what honor is.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is what.
Because your character's a Crip.
He's a Crip.
Right.
You know, this is what honor is. This is what bro code is. This is what we do. This is how we live. This is how we survive.
Right.
Right. And
Correct.
So I can tap in with all of that because I understand it.
Absolutely.
I understand what it's like to struggle. Though I have not ever been a Crip, I understand the struggle of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We relate there.
Absolutely. You know, just to delve into that just a little bit, because, you know, I come from Halifax County.
Right.
Wasn't gangs when I went to prison. You know, not around here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I saw the psychology of that. How, and a lot of people will bash me and they'll say, you don't say that, but it was about 05, 06, right?
Mm.
And you really have to learn politics. I learned diplomacy in prison.
Yep.
I learned it in prison, right? Because you have to know what the Muslims are on, what the Christians are on,
right.
what the Jews are on, what the Crips are on, what the Bloods, the MS-13. Everybody is on. You have to know. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, around 2005, 2006, Lil Wayne transformed into who he was, right?
Okay.
Because it's history lesson in music, y'all, rap music. Mac 10, right, from the West Coast.
Yes.
He joined that group, right? And so in joining that group, the group became Bloods.
Got it.
Lil Baby then wasn't Bloods until Mac 10 came in, right?
Okay.
So what happened was Lil Wayne springboarded with his career and he was a Blood. So everybody came to the culture.
Got it.
It replaced the boys in men's club, you know what I'm saying? Boys and girls club, you know. So that you saying that about the gang culture, it's all it is a Big Brother program.
Exactly.
It's a Big Brother program.
And honestly, I mean, so for this role, preparing for this role,
Right.
Shout out to my boy Tylo.
Who's Tyler?
He's a Crip.
Okay.
He's from the '60s Crips.
Oh wow.
And
like Nipsey Hussle?
yeah.
Oh what?
Yeah. So,
Wow.
wow. He allowed me to come down there with him, and I learned from the whole set. You know,
Oh, wow.
all of them we talked. It was like family, like brothers. Nobody pushed up on me, anything like that. It was cool. If I asked questions, if I talked to them, they may laugh at my accent or whatever, you know,
Right.
I had a different accent and stuff. So it was all cool. It was all love.
Wow.
But it felt good though.
Right.
It felt good.
Right.
You know, it was times me and Tyler was just talking, and we just doing dips.
Right.
And the whole time we're doing that stuff, I'm imagining like we're on the yard.
Right.
And we just boys and we doing dips.
Absolutely.
You know, so
Absolutely.
but it's like without moments like that, I don't get the understanding of what it meant.
Right.
I don't get the understanding of looking over my shoulder. What if somebody's on something else right now?
Right.
You know, this is a safe space
Right.
supposedly.
Right.
But what if it's not?
Right.
You know,
Correct.
that can change in 1 second. You know, so
A split second.
in a split second. So it's like, I'm really appreciative of them, man, for that, because that provided me with an opportunity to go in more depth with the character.
And from the outside looking in, I knew that you had did something.
Right.
I didn't know what, but I knew for you to embody that character like you did, because you know what I'm gonna get to. Your character is, and I don't want to jump the gun too fast,
Mm-hmm.
but your character is, he go hard, he's funny, and he's political.
Yes.
He's all of that, and you have to have that to survive in prison.
Yes.
You have to have those elements.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? At different points and times. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that, and I say that because when they came to get you, you know, they were like, all right, put your clothes on, and you just took your time.
Right.
You doing time. All I got is time. You know what I'm saying? You was like,
I'm not rushing. Right.
I ain't rushing. Let me get my drink. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's exactly how. You know, so you embodied that, and just as an inspiring actor, and you know, as a brother, that's refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody tells our story.
Exactly.
Nobody tells our story, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and something else is, I think, and and this is not a shot at anybody else. All I can say, how can I say this in the best way? I feel like they tell a story, but they tell it
warped,
one-dimensional, warped.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yep.
You know, like real gangsters, real Crips,
Yep.
Bloods, whatever it is. Like if you're a real gangster, you don't do all of that. It's not all of that
That's
loud.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're a normal person at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You go home to your wife and kids. You go home to your kid. You go home to nobody.
Right.
You still have to sit down with those same thoughts that everybody has to sit down
That's
with.
right.
Why am I doing this?
That's right.
How long can I do this? What else is going on in my life? What my mama doing? What my daddy doing? What my kid doing? What my brother? Whatever. What am I doing? You know?
Right.
So you still have those normal thoughts, and I think that we don't get that dimension of it.
Right.
A lot of times, sometimes we just get the dimension of he's a cold-blooded killer.
Right.
And that's all he is.
Right.
You know, but that's what the prison system thinks.
Absolutely.
Guys,
Absolutely.
which is why they treat him
Absolutely.
less than. You know. So.
Absolutely. I mean, you saying that it brings up Tukey, right?
Yeah.
The founder, one of the founders of the Crips.
Yeah.
And you know, before they executed Tukey, man, he wrote a children's book.
Wow.
He wrote a children's book. He had completely changed his life around, and as you said, at the end of the day, these are individuals, right? Misguided.
Yeah.
I know myself, not having my father around, not having, you know, that male figure that is much needed in the community, in the home, you know, because, and I wanted to just, you know, call back to that when we were talking about, you know, your father, right? And having that strictness on you, but I just want to say to the kids, a lot of times you think that we down on you, as they would say, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you down on me, but the size of the track is that when a person is not down on you the way they're supposed to, what happened to me happens. And when a person is down on you, and it can flop, is what happens here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have to understand, that it's out of love.
100%.
It's out of love. And you know, you saying that your grandmother had you move in love, and that's what you carry, because we wasn't taught love.
Exactly. Well, so this is my thing on that.
Okay.
Originally, we were.
Okay. Like
originally, like as a baby, you don't know anything else.
Right.
But what happens is, and this is from a psychological standpoint, if you don't know, this is, you know, up to the age of 2 years old, a baby assumes that they and their mother are the same person.
Oh, wow.
So they don't even know that there's a detachment between them two until after the ages of 2.
I didn't know that.
So then you got all of this stuff that they're learning, all of this trauma that people don't think is really trauma. Like if you got a kid that's a toddler and you yelling all in the house, that baby's absorbing that. So that's trauma. These things that we tell each other, you say to each other, that recording keeps going on in that person's head.
Wow.
And that is what continues to carry them throughout their adulthood until they go to therapy.
Wow.
So you know what I mean? So it's like, do you raise a prince the same way you raise a peasant?
Right.
To a prince, money does grow on trees.
Right.
To a peasant, it doesn't.
Right.
To a prince, you own the world. To a peasant, you got to work hard, and that's the only way you're gonna make something of yourself. So when they grow up in life, what is he gonna think? Right. Money doesn't grow on trees. I gotta work hard for everything. I can't get anything. Everything's mine. I own it. So everything's gonna be his, and he owns it because that's what he speaks into his. You know. Yeah,
exactly, and that's pivotal right there. Which brings us to school.
Yeah.
Know that you went to Mississippi Valley State?
Mississippi Valley State. The Mississippi Valley State. No,
okay. Right. That's what's up. Man. You went on scholarship?
I did, man.
What's that about?
That is, that story there. All right, so originally I went on a band scholarship.
Okay.
Band and academic, tuba.
Well, really?
Technically sousaphone.
Okay.
But that's tuba, in the tuba family. And so did well there, but I always wanted to do law. So I ended up getting kicked out of the band because I wanted to continue to pursue law.
The scholarship?
Well, no. I lost the scholarship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I left the scholarship.
Oh, wow.
And the reason is because, you know, you can't hold me down from something I really want to do.
Okay.
Like, with music, I love music.
Okay.
And I still was abiding by the bylaws of the contract. But my band instructor at the time was a bit, I don't know, man. He had his own way of what he wanted done.
Okay.
And I had to respect that as well.
Right.
But I had to pursue what I wanted to do at the time. Was originally I wanted to be a lawyer, an attorney.
Okay.
So I was in mock trial, and I was like the captain of the team. We were doing really well, you know. So I'm coming to him saying, "Hey, man, this is what's going on with my." He wasn't hearing any of that.
None of that.
So, and I was still coming up showing up for marches. If I had practice, I let them know if I couldn't be there, whatever. But all of that led me to this point.
Mm.
And what I didn't realize was that whole mock trial was acting.
Mm. Right.
You know, even down to the research.
Right.
Even down to cross-examinations and all these different things. I'm researching these characters and I want to be the best at it and all of this.
Right.
And then years later I realized that's what it was for.
Wow.
It was an experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get me to this point.
Right. So it seemed like you had to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. How did you do it though?
That's God.
Yeah, for sure.
That's God. That's all God. You know, that's it, man. Yeah, that's God. Just God, man, and changing my mindset. But I didn't do that until later on. I didn't understand the mindset shift until later. Right. So everything was and still is God.
Right.
But some of it is me changing the mindset and always finding the positive in a situation. You know, even down to death. Right. There's something you can get from it. Absolutely. It doesn't make sense. It don't understand it, but there's something there. Absolutely. That it's a lesson. Absolutely. That you have to learn from it. So.
Yeah, that's deep too. So you lose this one scholarship. How did you end up graduating? How did you?
Man, I lost that scholarship. I got more academic scholarship.
Oh, really?
Then I played baseball.
Okay.
I got some money there, and man, I just rolled it out like that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know, it didn't stop me, man. Once again, it's like, you know, where God guides, He provides. So it was there. It was already there.
Mississippi. Did you experience any racism?
Absolutely.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And Mississippi was a very challenging place.
What's something you experienced, racism-wise?
Well, one thing was, and maybe people wouldn't see this as racist. Okay. But
you did.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
We went to another team to play Delta State University. I'll never forget that. Okay. And they knew we were at HBCU. Okay. And they kept their Confederate flag up.
Oh wow.
So we were playing on the field with these guys. Right. With a Confederate flag right there. Right. No problem.
Did you punish them?
We did beat them one time. They was
good.
They could play. The boys can play.
Flag or no flag, they play.
Flag or flag, you know, the boys can play. Right. But that was one thing. There was you couldn't cross a certain railroad track at night because they were still hanging people.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And what year was it?
Shoot, what, 2005? 2010. Yeah, around that time, man.
Not 1810.
Yeah.
2010.
There was still cases going on. Wow. I had friends that were being called, you know, derogatory terms. Right. By people, you know, Caucasian people at restaurants they worked at. Right. I mean, it was.
The reason I asked that question was, your character, right? Mm-hmm. He has the pull from anger.
100%.
Right. So where do you pull your anger from in those roles when you gotta be mad, angry?
I make a backstory for my character, because the thing is this, and some people would agree and disagree. You know, it's no right or wrong thing. Okay. But for me, if I pull from my life, okay, then I am being of disservice to the character. Because we didn't have the same life. Right. You know, there's no way I could be peed off from South Boston, Virginia. Right. Even though I've been through some traumatic things in my life. Right. It's not peed off. He's been through a different set of circumstances.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So one thing I do, even in my roles, is I kind of look at it sometimes even from a mental health aspect. Mm-hmm. But I would say that overall, I created a list of circumstances for P-Dog, and that's where my anger came from. So it came from, you know, me being picked on because I was the shortest guy. Like, these are things that I created.
I know all about it.
You know what I mean? Right. So, like, that anger, and then I became the bigger guy, and then things happened to my mom. She went to prison, and blah, 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 blah. And I grew up around the Crips, and it was my brothers, and one of my boys got killed. And I watched it. And I seen some, you know what I mean?
And so that's
these
real
are things
life.
I created.
Because that has happened.
But this has happened because, and by me talking to people like Tylo, you know what I'm saying? Right. He giving me his story. Me going, I looked at everything, anything. If you was a Crip on Google or YouTube, I watched you. So I took all of those stories and I created my own, and I lived it, and so then that's where all that comes from. So it can come from a genuine place, like not me.
Right. Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Right. Check it out.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. Because I kept everything on the low.
Yeah.
Didn't tell family, nobody, right?
Yeah.
I broke like an hour before I got over here. I was like, Mom, listen. This is what I got. She's like, are you serious? I was like, you're not going to believe it. I was like, go subscribe and watch it.
Yeah, check it out.
They're watching it now. You know what I'm saying? And I really have to say, and I'm not blowing smoke to you guys. It's 10 Minutes of Truth with Shawn A. Barksdale. You already know we always telling the truth, man. And it's really a great show.
Thank you.
It's really a great show. So, you speak several languages, I heard.
Oh man, yeah, not as well now.
What's some of them that you?
I speak Spanish pretty well. I actually taught Spanish for a while, and I spoke because I don't really do as well now. A little Mandarin.
Oh really?
And Arabic. I spoke some Arabic, but more Mandarin.
Really?
But I mean now, you don't use it, you lose the type vibe.
Correct.
And that's honest, man.
Correct.
So but I intend to, I think, pick it back up.
I got
Because I love culture and stuff like that. So
that's the amazing you said it, because it was going to lead into you was ambassador for Costa Rica, Chile. Which one was it?
No. I went to Costa Rica. I was an ambassador for my college.
Oh, okay.
In Costa Rica.
Okay.
So basically, they have a what did we call it? It's a foreign exchange program. We called it something else, but it's a foreign exchange program.
Okay.
And it's just like any other program you have. You have president, vice president. So I was the vice president of it, and I was an ambassador for my college. Only like maybe 5 kids were selected out of however many, and I was one of the students that was selected to go.
Okay, that's great. So listening to that though, you seem like a person that along your journey you actually take and use what you learn, because even down to situation with law, right? And playing and doing research. It looked like learning that in those years helped you to do research now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now we know that prison is territorial and it's cultural.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I used to run with a middle-aged Jewish guy.
Wow.
Right? I'm Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's middle-aged Jewish guy, right? We were great friends, right?
Yeah.
Because for one, you respect. It's all about respect in prison.
It is.
It's all about respect. I don't care what you own, what you're doing. It's about the respect aspect. And when you sit down and dialogue and talk, you learn. You learn different cultures. So me going through that, it would seem like going to these places and traveling to these places, it helps you to understand culture better.
Absolutely.
Being with the Crips, you can understand it better because you've seen different things. Correct?
100%. And you're not supposed to do this as an actor anyways. You're not supposed to judge your character, but it helps you not to judge it. I don't think that I could have had... I have a different perception on life. I don't think that I could have understood why they do what they do until I was down there in it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yep.
You can't understand that in order to walk the street, I need to be protected. Yeah, I need to walk the street. I mean, in the hood, if you're an athlete or if you're a really great scholar and somebody knows that, they'll look out for you, but you still may be affiliated. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a part of it, man. It's that life. And I think that me going there gave me a greater appreciation of them, just of the people. Once again, because on the outside looking in, it's easy to go, man, why would they do that?
Right.
That's crazy, man.
Right,
I would never do that in my life.
Right.
And then you go down there and you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Okay. So that makes sense.
Exactly.
They're not getting the information that I got.
Right.
Even coming from where I'm from.
Right.
It's still a whole different world.
And I me not being an actor, but loving movies and, looking at directors from, Hitchcock to Fuqua to Singleton, because when you just said that, being an athlete, I'm from the East Coast. We're from the East Coast, but we resonated with Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? Because and how they protected Ricky, because he was the ball player. He was the ticket out.
He was the He was
the ticket out. You know what I'm saying?
And he still got caught up in
the mix
that he had really nothing to do with.
Nothing to do with. And it happens so much to us, man.
It happens all the time.
All the time, and you know, that's why I say that the show is really important. That the in the dialogue that, you know, even down to when you were talking to the warden, the political side.
Right.
That's when I saw the skill set.
Right.
Because you was, you know, even when you was talking about commissary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even when he was talking about, man, I know what these fools about that's sitting here. If I shake their hand, it is what it is, because right. Everything is based off a word.
And it's based on respect.
And respect.
Because at the end of the day, you shank me in my back, I'm going to shank you in yours.
Absolutely.
And you know that.
And you know that. You know that.
You don't want that issue, you know what I mean? But with y'all,
the cops, with the COs,
you run it.
Right.
It's like, so okay, let me show you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the biggest thing, you know.
Right.
Once again, with the show is showing like that people. And even people on the outside.
Right.
You didn't think about how many people on the outside, somebody committed a crime and they're like, yeah, he deserves that.
Right.
How are you going to decide what somebody deserves?
Right. Correct.
That's a life, man.
That's
At the end of the day, that's somebody's life.
That's right.
It could change anything. It could be remorseful, you know. And there are some people that do some heinous things that I get, you know.
Right.
I understand you're going to have a feeling about it.
Right.
And I won't even speak on that because it hadn't happened. So I get it to me. So I get it. And they're still humans.
Right.
And you know, I think that is once again the show shows a great thing about the show is it shows that a lot of them are being treated as dogs. Right. Literally.
Right.
As animals.
Right.
You know?
Right. Correct. I'm gonna tell you a turning point for me in the show that resonated and hit me different. When old boy had to be executed, right? And I'm gonna tell you the two people in any prison that you go to, anywhere pretty much, and I haven't been outside the state, but I can guarantee you the most two peaceful and calm people you'll meet is a lifer and someone on death row. That's for certain.
Yeah. Because
they've come to terms with, this is where I'm gonna live and die.
Yes.
Okay? And that guy, when he raised up and told the family, I'm sorry. Because dude was mad.
Right.
You know, when he's talking to Rilla, when he's talking to Mike, he like, I hope that it hurt him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's his family member. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this guy's remorseful, man. You know, and that really hit, because I met guys like that.
Yeah.
I know guys call me like that.
Yes.
Damn. You know, so y'all really hit home with that, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all really hit home with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes, man, you know, once again, some people have terrible intentions and things.
Right.
That's true. You know, I don't want to, you know, like take up for those people.
Right. Or disregard it. Right.
Or disregard it. I just want to say that, you know, a life is important still.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think sometimes we just have to understand that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, one thing I will say is whatever you do,
right,
it's not going to bring that person back.
Right.
It's not going to right that wrong.
Right.
So we still have to deal with it. We still have to get through it. You know, not necessarily get over it. We have to get through it. We have to manage ourselves through it.
Absolutely. And saying that, I got to give a quick shout out Senator Morrissey that we interviewed a while back. He's trying to reinstate parole, but one of the laws that he helped write abolished the death penalty in Virginia, man.
That man.
Yeah. So that was real cool, man. So you know, like I said, that really resonated. And you know, moving forward, let's talk about the making of an actor, man. You know, that's that.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, man. So so did you go to school, take acting classes?
I took acting classes.
Okay, so
that's basically what I did. A lot of times, I have this whole thing where I kind of get on myself. I'm like, man, you didn't go to school for it.
Right.
Because, you know, it's just funny because when people go to school for it, they just talk differently. Yes, I graduated from
Juilliard.
And you're like,
right.
All right, man. Yeah, you did. Yeah, right. I didn't. You know what I mean? It's cool. I took acting course. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, I did everything else before I found my purpose. Well, I did everything else before I found my purpose. You know, it was coming from this home, from the small town of South Boston. It was, okay, engineer, doctor, lawyer, basketball player, something, right? I never even thought, I just seen people on TV and I'm like, oh, okay, there's people there. I don't know how I can get that, but I can't do that. I gotta go do this, you know, to be successful. And when I actually sat down, I prayed, and I found my purpose. And that's when it hit. And then that's when I was able to start, putting the grind in, because you can put the grind in for the wrong thing and never get to where you need to go.
Never get it right. That's one to grow on right there, because people they popped off and they did this because it may be the wrong thing. It may not be what your purpose is.
100%.
I heard someone in business say, just because you like selling furs on me, but you live in Miami.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
So, and then even with that, it's like, okay, so if you're gonna sell first, then what do you need to do first?
What do you
get out of Miami?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Or get an
online set up or something. right.
Absolutely.
So it's like even that, just having the knowledge of
right.
And I'll say this though, man, it takes great faith and action. When I left North Carolina, dude, I had an extra job. That's how much I did not know about acting. So an extra job is background work. And I mean, it's not going to pay the bills.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's good, but I couldn't have lived off of that. But I went to Atlanta originally, and so it was like I didn't know what I was doing. I just went out there and I said, God, take care of me, Lord, bless me.
I know
you know what I mean?
Right.
And I went out there and I grinded there for a while, and I had an agent that kind of took a shot on me, but she didn't necessarily believe in me. She said some things to me. I'm not going to even put it.
Right.
She said some things to me, basically like, yeah, I don't know what to do with you.
Right. What did that do for you here?
It hurt. That hurt. That hurt. And it hurt because this is something that when I go to sleep at night, it's the last thing I think about. It's what I dream about. And when I wake up in the morning, it's the first thing I think about. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
How can I be great at this? How can I be better at this?
Yes, sir.
So to hear that was heartbreaking. And I got through it, and then it became my motivation.
There we go.
So
absolutely. When did you even realize you had skills, though? Some skills to even try to act?
Man. People tell you that you're good.
Right.
And it's hard to trust that.
Right.
But I will say, I think it was really when I came back home. So my dad had a major heart surgery when I first moved to California, which was tough too. Because I was like, I'm out here. And then he's,
Right.
When I came back here, I needed that though.
Right.
And that's why God does everything with purpose.
Absolutely.
And you just have to follow what He has planned for you.
Absolutely.
Because when I came back here, I went to a studio in Greensboro. And man, had I not went to that studio, I don't think I would have had the courage and the belief. I was believing in God, but it was like, one thing about it is people say, rest all your cares on God. And that's true, man, but you got some work to do too. Because He gives you a free will. He gives you will for a reason.
Absolutely.
And will is the strongest thing that God's given you.
Absolutely.
So if He's put a gift inside you, but you don't have a will to believe in yourself, then it just cancels out. Because how can you utilize the gift now?
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, that was something I learned. I came here and it helped my confidence a lot before I went back to Cali.
Okay.
And that class is when I realized I could act. Because he pulled me to the side and he was like, Pha'rez, dude, what are you second guessing yourself for? And he just looked at me and he said, the moment you start believing yourself, I'll never see you in this class again. I'll see you on the screen. Wow. And that's exactly what he told me. I never forget.
And it clicked.
And it clicked. And it didn't click then.
Right. Because
I went to my first acting class in L.A.
Okay.
I bombed.
What is how do you bomb?
Well, bombing is that's actually more comedic. Literature, so to speak. But verbiage, so to speak. But I had a scene, and I was trying to learn a new style of acting, new technique, and I just froze.
Oh, wow.
Like the first scene I had, I did great. I blew the class away, and then they gave me another scene, and I was working on because I was working from a different place.
Right.
So before I was working from my own personality and my own issues that I had in life, substitution, stuff like that. Right. That's one style of acting, and I was learning to use imagination, but it didn't click. It hadn't clicked yet. Right. So I'm in class and I'm like stuck. Wow. I've never been like that.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? So now I'm really like, dude, I'm terrible. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have, come on. It was a simple scene. It was a simple scene, but I froze. And but that made me more motivated because I was like, I'm out here.
Wow.
And I'm the best person in this class. But then I had to get rid of that person. I had to get rid of so many things. I had to strip myself of that pride and ego because I had to go, it's not about me being the best person in the class. It's about me giving as much as I can of myself. So like in the so think about this conversation, like, and I'm sorry for being long-winded, but think about in this conversation, we're giving each other. It's tennis, you know what I mean? Ping pong, right?
Yep.
But if I'm trying to like be, overshadow you and I'm just trying to do so much, we miss out on all the goodness and what you got to say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I can't set you up to say anything. You can't set me up to say anything. We can't bounce ideas. It doesn't work. So same thing in acting. It's not about me killing his other guys. It's about me giving him so much that he can give it back to me and we can have a chance to feel.
Wow. So, and it shows, brother.
Thank you, man.
It shows, man. I mean, everything that you are saying, because this is my first time meeting this brother. You know what I'm saying? It is the first time, but like he said, it's that smooth tennis match. I'm Sanford. And whatnot, but I mean, you can see it in your skill set now. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, that piece, man, when you're in that chow hall and you going off on them. But you're doing it in such a political way, man, and that's the part that we miss a lot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because most prison movies, we're just extremely violent, and it doesn't tell why we're violent.
Right.
How did he get to this person?
What's the reason?
What's the reason behind it? So the psychology, because, Renner's doing a great job in his character, his role of saying, listen, this is why we do what we do. This is why... this brother's the mayor. That's why, you know what I'm saying? It's a great, phenomenal role, man, that, like I said, when you get the okay from a me, you did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? you did it, man.
And a lot of people didn't think I could play this.
Really?
So this is a funny story. Shout out to my guy Lupe, man. He's in Canada. I met him.
Okay.
And I think he showed his girlfriend a picture of me. And so she's like, this guy can't play a crip,
Right.
So, and it was funny because it's like it just goes to show that you can really put the work in. If you put the work in, if you really take the time,
absolutely,
you can do anything.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many people now that look at this and they go like, man, how did you do that, dude? I believe you. Or you really this? Are you really a crip? What's going on?
Right, right.
Oh, man,
right.
I'm still me. You know what I mean? So
and listen, it made me think because this is what I saw. The pictures, you know what I'm saying? Because I think we're actually friends on Facebook. So I saw this. Yeah, I was like, that ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw you at the bed, I was like, yeah. That will do it, man. So you actually grew your own hair out? Really?
Yeah, man.
Beard and everything.
Once again, it's like that Christian Bale thing, man.
Yup, you did speak on that.
I'm going to go all the way. If I need to lose weight, gain weight, I don't care, because with this purpose comes a great responsibility.
Right.
There's some, yes, I have boundaries as an actor, of course, but with this gift and the responsibility, if I want to tell these stories and I want to touch people and I want to take them away from life if only for a moment, or if I want to relate to them and where they can cry and have these releases of anxiety, right? We talked about, traumas. I have to be willing to do all the work.
Right.
Even if that's learn another accent, if that's shave my head bald, shave my eyebrows off, whatever.
Right.
That's cool. Right. That's fine, because it's all for the work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what's so amazing about being able to do this.
Absolutely. You saying that it brought two. I'm gonna say he's an actor because he has acted. He did pretty good. For one, like how you beefed up Tom Hanks when he did the role in what's the Castaway.
Yeah.
You saw how small he got when they showed him, and I was like, man, how did you know what I'm saying? That's the making of a great actor though, or actress, when you can do that in a role.
Yes.
And 50 Cent when he was
50 went all the way there. Yeah.
He went all the way.
A lot of people don't give him credit for that, man. But, I give him credit for that.
I do too.
And it's not even that. One thing about it is, greatness is not defined by everybody else all the time. Right? You want other people to tell you you're great before you're saying you're great. But I think greatness is all in what you do. Do you do everything as great as you can? And so for that role, for the skill set he has as an actor, he did everything he could do to be the best. You can't ask for anything else.
Nothing else. He put it all on the table.
Everything he had.
Yeah. Exactly. Like as a fighter would say, he left it all in the ring.
Exactly.
He left it all in the ring. And I respect that. And that's why, because, when the show comes on, it's like, y'all are in a lineup.
Yes.
And at first I was like, oh, I'm going to have to get a bigger shirt.
Right. Right.
I say I'm not leaving a big shirt. You know what I'm saying? But that embodiment, that's why I say that's the making of, for me, being the consumer of.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Being a consumer of loving great movies, loving great shows and series, man. My mother's like that. That's why, when it comes, she loves Yellowstone.
Oh yeah.
Her and her husband love.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they love Yellowstone, man, and I guarantee you they're gonna love, Mayor of Kingstown as well, brother. So you remember your first role?
First role, let's see. I remember it, but I have two first roles, technically speaking. Let's see. First role was this movie. It's called 21 Day, and I got it from modeling. Okay. So I was at this modeling event, and I met the guy, and he's like, "Hey man, I got a role for you."
Right.
I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, terrible. I don't even tell people about it because I was so terrible.
Oh right.
Oh man, because it's one of those things. It's like
we use the word bomb.
Yeah, bomb.
Right.
All the bombs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And like,
right.
I'm thinking I'm so good.
Right.
I'm in there like, yeah, man, I'm Denzel.
Right.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
And so it's cool. Even I had an audition I did.
Okay.
And I think I still have it. I just took it offline. It's that bad. But I still have it. Okay. And I'm just like, and I'm looking at that, because you always want to look at your growth.
Right.
But in that first audition, in that first movie, yeah, it was terrible.
Oh wow!
But I'm glad I was so confident.
Right.
Because I would have stopped.
Right.
I was so confident. I'm going to be be the best.
That willpower you talking about.
It was the willpower.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was just that was another grace from God because I was so terrible, right? That it was good. I didn't know I was that terrible. I was totally oblivious that I'm not good yet.
Right.
Which is good because I didn't need somebody like, dude, you're terrible.
Right.
Right. God just allowed me. Okay, I'm gonna let you think you're good.
Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
you're terrible.
You're good, and no, you're not. Then I found out what I really need to do, and so yeah.
Oh man, that's cool though, man. That's cool. So you said something that made me think. So what's the difference between a go-see and a casting call?
Oh, say that one more time. A go-see?
Yeah, go-see. Like I heard it's like a term where you go see if they're even gonna be casted for.
Oh, yeah. That's something I don't have a lot of knowledge on, honestly.
Right.
But I would say I don't know if I dealt with a go-see. Okay. I dealt with casting calls more. Casting calls are like,
yeah. How was the casting call? Take me through that.
Casting calls, dude, are like, all right, you got 500 people just in line.
Wow.
And it could be like, it depends on what they're casting for. But okay. I remember the biggest one I went to, and I thought I was gonna make it. You always think you just like, this is the one right here. This is the one. And so I went to this one in Cali, and me and my homegirl JoJo Gibbs. Really great, talented actor. She's got a great show, 20s on BET. She's the lead of that show.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
It's my homegirl. And we both. This is before either one of us got a role.
Okay.
So I'm upset with her because I'm like, yo, why are you not on top of your game out here, man? We supposed to know about this casting call.
Right.
It's like 500 people out here.
Oh wow!
And we're in line
in Cali.
In Cali.
Oh wow!
For BET, and we did not get in.
Wow.
They were just letting you do monologues and all these different things. But we look. It can be. Man, those casting calls can be. I said to say, they can be crazy, but there are people who have been seen from that. Right. And that's a part of the grind. You gotta be willing to go through that. I tell anybody, go check out some background work. Why not? Because you get a chance to see what it's like behind the scenes. I got some of my best, once again, most motivational stuff from other actors when I wasn't quite the actor. Barbershop 3. I talked to JB Smooth. I was doing stand-up comedy and stuff then at that point.
Okay.
And I was talking to him. I talked to some other guys on set. And they were like, hey, they were encouraging me.
JB Smooth killing it right now.
Man, JB Smooth is a funny dude, man. That dude is funny over there. I love him, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, he's talking to me. Keep going. Yeah, talk about this. And another guy comes off the set who had, you know, he was a main role in that. He's like, hey, you know it's no difference between me and you, right? You could be doing this.
Wow.
And that blew me away because I was like, man, this is what you're doing. And so to pave that forward for me to say I could do it meant so much.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Wow.
So go do those things. And I just my best on set, you know.
Right.
I talk to all the guys on set too, like, hey, you got this, bro. Yeah, I know I'm doing this good, but you could do this. Right. If this is what you want to do. If anyone ever asked me a question, I answered it. Right. Because I know how it feels to be on the other side. Right on.
Right on, man. Oh, man, that's phenomenal. Did you have to do a casting call for Mayor of Kingstown?
So for Mayor of Kingstown, I mean, they did it. I wouldn't say it's a casting call. Okay. But what they do is they you get an audition. Okay. So I did have to audition for it. Casting calls, from my understanding of it, is more like everybody can come. It's a free for all for everybody. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So anybody, you know, your mom could go to the casting call. Oh wow. You know what I mean? If they're looking for someone, she would go. You know, I would say, I don't know. She might be good. She might be. You guys don't know. But,
my mom's gonna freeze up like you.
Yeah, dude. Deer in the headlights. I was like, yeah. I'm telling you. But once again, like casting call, everybody can go. You know, wow. Anybody. Okay. Because it'll give you an age range and maybe some breakdowns, maybe. Right. But it's for everybody. Okay. Auditions are more agent-based, manager-based. Okay. So you get submitted, and then these agencies or the casting directors at this point, they decide who they want to audition for. Okay. So that's how I got P-Dog. I auditioned for it. I had it for 2 days. Man, straight a monologue, which is a lot. Right. Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Right. I get these like however many pages. I know the whole thing. I put it up on Sunday. I was supposed to go to work. I said I'm not going to work. Put it up on Sunday. Right. But one thing I will say about this. Okay. Always be careful where you put your energy. If you want to be successful, you have to put your energy to where you want the success to be. Meaning you can't have 4 and 5 jobs and think, I'm going to give all energy to acting. You don't have to. There's 25, 25, 25, 25. What are you going to give to acting? Wow. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give that energy to acting. Because you're drained. So,
and walking in the purpose you were talking about.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And you have to believe it.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
This day, I mean, I had a job. And I said, if I go, I could go. And I would have got off at 2 o'clock. Went in at 6, got off at 2, could have worked on it. I was like, no. Because I go in at 6 and get off at 2. I have already drained myself.
That's right.
Working that job.
That's right.
I can't do that. I gotta be. I'm serious. This is what I came in for. This is my purpose. I took that time, took off work, and I went in. I did the audition, man. I didn't hear nothing back because the deadline was Monday. Right. Monday comes around. They extended for another week and a half. Oh, wow. I'm losing it. I'm at work losing it. Number one, I know I did a great audition, but at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, they're gonna kill it. Everybody's got another week and a half with the material. Oh man. I only had 2 days. Oh. You know how much you can overlook in 2 days when we're talking about a whole person? Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking, right? So, something told me, you know what? No, call your agent. You did great. Call your agent. So I called my agent. I said, hey man, I want a book. I didn't come out here to, you know what I mean, play around. I come out here because I want to do this and I want to be serious. I want to be the best. Right. I said, so could you take a look at it and tell me what you think? Okay, I'll look at it. He looked at it. This is great. You know, I'm going to send a note to casting and see what's going on. Right. I don't know if he sent the note, but they pinned me that day. Oh, wow. I don't even know if he'd already sent the note, but they already pinned me. And pin means like they're considering you for the role. Okay. They want to know your availability.
How you feeling then when you hear that?
Oh, man, I'm ready to quit my job that day. Right on. I'm ready to walk up. Yeah, man. Let me my check. I'm already home, so I'm good. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Right. So, but, you know, but I still had fear. Okay. I still had fear because they got another week and a half with this role. And somebody else can take, like me with a week and a half, I'm doing it every day. I wake up, I'm doing it. I go to sleep, I'm doing it.
Yes.
I'm running lines as I walk,
Yes.
which gets it in your body. I'm doing it. That's me though.
Right.
You know, that's how I would have done it. So, but I think that may have worked to my downfall.
Right.
Once again, because I would make you can overthink things.
Right.
So, anyways, I get the deadline goes in, right? Another week and a half, I'm losing it. This whole week and a half, dude, I'm at home. I'm just, God, please, Lord, listen,
please.
you know I need.
Just give me this shot.
I've been working. It's your boy, Lord, again, right here. You know what I mean?
This shot.
I'm trying. Come on.
This
you know what I mean?
shot.
You know, everything. And so, my agent hits me back again. He's like, yeah, they still want you. I'm like, cool. He's like, but it's between you and another guy. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out.
Who is he?
Right?
Let me do the background on
He's
him.
trying to take this from me, man. I ain't got to, you know.
Right.
Once again, it's like, because you don't know if they're trying to go with somebody who's like an A-lister.
Right.
That's
you don't know who you're going
You don't know who you're going
Oh,
against.
wow.
So if
That's
the other guy
different
was
from the
Michael B. Jordan, I'm like,
right.
damn, Michael B. Jordan. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Got you know, but you know, it's just you just don't know,
Right.
and all these thoughts jump in your head, and
Right.
so then they wanted me to audition again,
Mm.
and auditioned, did another audition, and I was so down on myself for that audition. I didn't think I did very well, but once again, you know, that audition was actually great.
Wow.
It's great.
Wow.
So sometimes you find that often,
Yep.
just like in life, the
Yep.
imperfections are what makes it perfection.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Correct. I do.
The small things that you
I
think,
do.
the nuances that seem like, oh heck no. Or even you ever seen a woman that's beautiful and she thinks, oh, this is an imperfection. You're like, no, actually that makes
you more beautiful.
And yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean. So it's that
Absolutely.
same thing. And
Great analogy.
the crazy thing about this is, so now some more time goes by.
Mm-hmm.
Then I find out I get the role.
Mm.
I was already quit my job. I had a blow up in my job with someone.
Okay.
The lady who's in charge. I told her I don't need this crap. You know
What kind of work you was doing?
I was working with mental health.
Oh, okay, right.
Children.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just a very positive person, and they didn't
Correct.
like that as much, I guess.
Oh, wow.
So I told her, I was like, hey, I'm a Christian,
Right.
and I'm positive, and you're not going to stop me.
That's
and that's
right.
it. I don't need this job. I never talked to anybody. I've never talked to a supervisor like that.
Really?
But I just didn't care anymore.
I talked to all of them like
yeah,
back
right.
in the day.
Listen, you know, I'm usually that person that's like, no, don't talk to him like that.
Right,
You gotta be
right, right.
professional.
No, you-
I was like, I don't care, man. I'm out here. Do what you gotta do, lady. I'm like, and I left out of that place like, boy, you
already was P-Dog. You was
right. P-Dog
Right.
jumped off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know, but I knew that I wasn't disrespectful, but I knew
Right.
that I had to hold my grounds to who I am.
Correct.
And so this role started off as a recurring role,
Mm-hmm.
which means like, you know, I have a few episodes here and there as recurring. And then I was once again on pins and needles. So I'm like, man, I haven't heard anything back. They said they want me. Turns around, man, the recurring turned into a series regular. They liked what I did so much that they said, hey, I know, dude, I was at home. I'm calling my agent like, hey, man, I haven't heard anything, man. What's going on? You know, I'm thinking maybe they must have went with this other guy, man. They thought, you know, and he's like, well,
That's
actually,
crazy.
Pha'rez, you know, they want you as a series regular.
Oh, wow.
So that's that whole story. Long story, but
No, it's a great story.
that's the whole
though.
story, man. Yeah,
It's the making of an actor.
yeah.
It's the
yeah,
making of an actor,
yeah.
man. So that's why this piece is so important. This particular piece. I mean, you talking about your agent, right? You have to have a great team around. You have to. So tell me
Yes.
about your team a little bit, man.
I'm working with Slate PR.
Okay.
My agent, Momentum Talent. Great people.
Okay.
I don't work with anybody that doesn't believe in me, or I don't work with anybody who has any negative thoughts. Period.
Okay.
Because we all have them,
Right.
and
Right.
I can't afford to be having a day where I feel a little off, and then you being negative.
Right.
You know, I can't do that
Right.
because I think we all have that. You know, it's honest. So everybody around me, just a positive people, great people, positive people, and I actually have a manager. I just got a manager.
Oh, really?
He's amazing guy.
Really?
Positive. He's like, man, I see where you can go. I really believe in your talent, and that for me is just a blessing because I had an agent that told me to my face. My agent, I'll share this. I'll share this actually.
Okay.
My agent told me to my face, you don't look like a regular black guy.
Oh, wow.
your hair is too high, you look like too much of a model, and you're green. And when you know what green,
Yeah, for sure.
She told me that to my face.
Wow.
And I was just like, wow. And it hurt. That was the one that hurt.
Absolutely.
And to have people around you now they love your work, they really believe in you, they're speaking positive into you is amazing.
Absolutely, man. And you have to have that model of success around you.
Yeah.
You have to have people that are on your level, above your level, and even some below.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, nobody, and some people may disagree. I try not, I know we all try not to look at anybody that's below.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But what you're saying is, you gotta have people that you pay it forward to.
Absolutely.
Like that actor who said, hey, you could be doing the same thing I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Well, am I below him? Oh, I'm not at that level of actor where he was.
Right.
But he saw it in me to say.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
This.
As far as career-wise, because of course, like we know, I think we was talking about boxing.
Yes.
You have a novice, you have, you know what I'm saying, professional, and it's just a skill set because that's a skill.
Yes.
Acting is a skill.
It's a skill. A lot of people just think they can go get a camera and do it. And
just like boxing.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, you got it. Right.
Until you get punched in the face.
Until you get punched. Everybody got to play until you get punched in the mouth.
Face before too.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
It's funny and cool until you get hit, especially if you get wrong. And now this dude's still gonna hit you again.
Yeah, and everything
you ain't quite recovered.
That's all you need.
Right.
With the bees at, with the bees.
Man, I just,
you know what I'm saying?
Just get away for another 5 seconds.
Right, absolutely. We've been there. What's some of the best lessons you've learned on the set so far, bro?
Don't doubt yourself, man. Don't doubt yourself. I remember, don't doubt yourself and give everything you have, all of you. Give all of yourself.
Right.
And man, a lot of lessons though. Just don't doubt yourself. Give all you have, and be kind to everybody. That lead with love.
I was about to bring that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's your walk.
It's that, man, because you don't know who this director's going to become. You don't know who this writer's going to be.
Right.
You don't know who this actor's going to become.
Right.
You don't know who's going to mention your name in rooms that you're not in, that you're not even able to get in yet. So
That's one of my sayings too.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And having the opportunity to work with Jeremy Renner, amazing. He gives so much as an actor.
Man.
Yeah, man.
He really is.
He gives so much, so you rise to the occasion. Everybody on the show.
Okay.
Once again.
Okay.
They give so much.
Right.
It's not that they're trying to just outshine you or anything. They're giving so much. It's so real.
Right.
That the moment's so real that you're able to just be.
Oh, wow.
And it takes time to get there.
Well, absolutely. So you saying that and talking about these phenomenal people. What is a typical day like? What time do you usually come to the set?
It depends.
Okay.
Depends on the time.
Okay.
Sometimes I've had as early as 5:14 a.m. calls, and I had as late as 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock calls. You come out there, they get you your foods, you go to hair and makeup, wardrobe, all these different things. You sit in your trailer, and for me, I always set in my trailer, and I got in character in my trailer. So I like to prepare. I'm doing push-ups, I'm punching, whatever if I had to. I'm getting in my zone. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm in it. Like once I go in my trailer, I'm in my cell. That's how I treat my trailer. I'm in my cell, so I do everything I would do in my cell. I had a letter that I made that my daughter wrote me, and I would read it, every day.
Wow.
And so,
bruh,
that was something that I would pull from as well, because I know I would never be able to be the father to protect her. So that was another part of anger.
I'm ready to cry.
Yeah.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... That... Yeah, you going somewhere, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Thank you.
No, I ain't blowing smoke. I'm telling you, because to have that thought process, to pull from that. I had my oldest daughter's VCU now. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing phenomenal work there. And I went to prison before she was born. And up until she was almost 15 years old, that's all we knew.
Right.
And so that first letter you get with the broken heart.
Oh my gosh.
You feel me?
Yeah, I had.
And when they first started writing and you got the toothpaste putting the pictures up.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's a pull.
Yeah.
That's that, because you took me back somewhere.
Yeah,
you took me back somewhere.
That used to get me emotional because I created a story with my daughter. So it used to get me so emotional because it was a picture of her and me holding hands.
Wow.
You know this.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so I just made that, and I wrote the letter, and then the lady that would be my wife, I mean not my wife but my girlfriend at the time, okay. Tracy.
Okay.
And she wrote me something and put her perfume on it. So I had this whole thing I created, and I made it, and that's something I used to start off with a lot of days.
Man.
Because I know that would have been the first thing I would have been excited about.
Yep.
This is what I got to remember. This is what I'm living for still.
I mean, that is that's huge, bro. I'm telling you, that's it. That's huge.
Thank you, man.
That's huge, man. That's huge, man. And you know, I'm the type of guy, because I don't want nobody to do it to me.
Right.
I'm not gonna just tell you suck.
Yeah.
I might not tell you that, but I'm not gonna tell you that you're good. You know what I'm saying? I just like that, like you.
Right.
Don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you're good, bro.
Thank you, man.
You are good, man. And just hearing that, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely waiting, man, because to see the growth.
Yes.
You know, now that, you know, and hopefully, you know, we have a healthy relationship moving forward, man. But
100%.
Yeah, man, it's phenomenal. Because that talks about sacrifice, right?
Yes.
And it's something that I had heard about you that came up one time, that you had to make a decision between a car payment and acting.
Yeah, doing acting, yeah.
What happened with that?
Acting class.
Wow, that's the sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice, man.
That's the sacrifice.
You know, if we did everything that makes sense, right? I feel like everything that makes sense doesn't make it great.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to shoot 1,000 jump shots after practice, but that's what makes you great. It doesn't make sense to freaking, you know, not go to the club and it doesn't make sense. As people say, live life, not go to the club. It doesn't make sense to do that, but it saves you from a lot of drama. You gives you more time to focus on what it is that you need to focus on.
Correct.
You know, it doesn't always, all these things that we think make sense.
Correct.
You know, what is sense really? You know, it's relative to the person, but to really be great, man, you gotta put in the work and, you know, sacrifice. And you gotta believe. You gotta believe that you can easily achieve these things.
Absolutely.
I think that's something that we don't get taught here from South Boston, Virginia, is that it's easy for us to achieve these things. We can easily achieve it just like somebody from New York or California. There's no difference.
Right.
We come from a good place. It's not, you know, California. I mean, South Boston, Virginia, man, you know, I love this place. You know what I mean? This is where I got a lot of my understanding, a lot of my friends, you know, here. So
correct.
I would just say that
we appreciate you saying that.
Oh,
you know
yeah, 100%, man.
That's
no, 100%.
That's real.
But I mean, just because it makes sense, you know, doesn't mean that that's what you got to go with.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's not about.
Absolutely.
You have a plan, yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be calculated down to the dime. Like, by next year, I'm going to be doing this.
Right.
You want to plan that, but sometimes you can't always control that. You have to plan for things you can control.
Right.
I can go to sleep earlier.
Right.
You can control that. I can read a book.
I can eat better.
I can eat better.
Right.
I can read a book.
I'm trying.
Those are things I'm working on. I get you.
Right.
It's Thanksgiving time. I mean, it's Christmas time now.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
I already know.
Absolutely.
Candy yams come out there. It's like, hey, man.
Absolutely. Everything's coming out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But the show has so many twists and turns and storylines. With that, is it a different director per cause like the women's prison? Yeah. Do you have a director that focuses strictly on that?
Every 2 episodes, a different director.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
So it's the way they did it, you have two episodes that one director is in charge of.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you know, that's what makes it dope too, because you get it's just different POVs. And
you can see who you are and how you move around, how they, you know, maneuver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Pha'rez Lass, what's next for you, brother?
Man, a lot of auditioning. Still doing that, of course. And but I do have a movie coming out. It's called Within.
Oh, really?
It's We're still working on it. Hopefully it'll be about next year.
Okay.
But I shot this like in 2020 or something like that. Shot it a while back.
Okay.
But there, you know, it's an indie film, so there, you know,
okay,
gotta put a lot more time into it.
Absolutely.
But it's a really good film. It's about substance abuse and someone overcoming their abuse and you know, trying to find love and stuff like that.
Really?
So it's really, really dope. That's why I did it, because it was a special project to me. You know,
wow.
'cause I feel like it's a story that people need to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brother, it has been a pleasure.
Likewise, man.
Likewise. This has been a breath of fresh air all the way around.
Appreciate it.
The dialogue has been, you know, phenomenal. 10 Minutes of Truth, man, with Shawn Barksdale, man. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate 10 Minutes of Truth, man.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully we'll do this again.
Absolutely. Because I'm definitely following the career. I'm definitely, you know, gonna be down on P-Dog, seeing, you know, how he's moving and how he's growing in that situation as well.
Yes.
Because you know, I was telling Senator when we actually was on his show that if you open a newspaper, right? In that newspaper, you have two individuals.
Right.
One is in an obituary.
Right.
One is going to prison for 20 years.
Wow.
Okay, the thing about that is the person that goes in the ground, of course, you forget about him after a while. Same thing happens to the person in prison, but he goes on to live. You forget about him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's growing into whatever it is. I've seen individuals come into that, you know, with a driving charge and end up with murder. I've seen it because he's in a compromising position.
Yes.
He's in a compromised position.
Man. Right.
You know? So, like I said, the show speaks volumes. You know, y'all studied cast, man, and you're with the right group. They got the right guy.
Yeah, they do.
They got the right guy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
10 Minutes of Truth for Shawn Barksdale, man. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Mayor of Kingstown, go check it out.
Oh, give them how they can get in touch with you. Before we go.
Oh, yeah. Follow my Instagram on at Pha'rez Lass. It's Pha'rez_Lass. So PHAREZ_LASS. I'm also on Facebook as Pha'rez Lass as well. And on Twitter, Pha'rez Lass. So it's all the same thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all hit him up for the movies, shows. This your guy. Peace.
Peace. Hey, how are you? I'm Pha'rez Lass. Mental health is important. I know a lot of us don't take the time to check in with ourselves, but we have to check in with ourselves before we check out a different way, right? So, right up on the screen, going to be several numbers that come up. Anytime you know you're having any issues, you need to talk to anyone, feel free to call these numbers. Please do that for yourself, because a better you is better for the world, right? All right, one love. I'm Pha'rez Lass, and that's my truth.